Well, hey everybody, I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to As Above, So Below, a Rune and Tarot Divination for Thursday, the 13th day of January, 2022. Well, I'm doing this ahead of time because we're not sure when that grandbaby's going to be born. Theoretically, the due date's the 15th, but you just never know about kiddos. They are born when they want to be, so we're getting things ready to go so we can go watch the other two while mom and dad have this baby that we're so excited about and we feel so blessed by. But then we feel blessed by the other two as well. So yes, we're those kind of grandparents. I don't inundate people with pictures, but I don't know. Well, if it's your first time here, welcome. Thanks for joining this grandmother on her tarot and rune journey to help understand how these soul archetype experiences can help us to understand how to live better and be more aware of who we are as spirit. I'm going to start by taking a geomancy, or rather an Elder Futhark rune, and then we'll throw down the elemental runes to discover the geomancy rune, and then we'll proceed on with 3 cards. So I hope you'll click subscribe and come back and join me and our little family here in exploring runes and tarot. Let's see. Well, we have Kenaz. Kenaz is a rune that it's the torch, it's the light of spirit, it's illumination, it's awakening, it's catalytic. You'll find Kenaz in many, if not most, of the runes visually. If you look at a rune and you see, let me see if I can get one here. I'll just pull one out and show you what I mean. There's one, but there's actually probably a better one. Well, here we have Thurizaz. And you can see Kenaz turned inward. See right there, that looks like a less than sign. And then you got Isa here. So you can see Kenaz in that. You can see it in Ewaz. You can see it skewed on either side. You can also see it here pointing downward. So you'll find that Kenaz is in a lot of the runes. And so it basically imbues each one with the light of spirit. And that's why I view the runes as really, even though it's a language, a written language, it's also a language of spirit in terms of how we live and as souls incarnated into these bodies, so that we don't let ego go and define everything for us. We go through that veil of forgetting when we're born, but not everybody forgets, and some people are more aware, and I would suggest people being born in the last couple of decades maybe are on that track of awareness, remaining, instead of having to figure it out and remember, like, oh gee, maybe I do need to live my teachings and all of that. Let's see what we have here. Oh, okay, we have Caput Draconis. Now Caput Draconis, Caput and Kata are governed by the nodes of the moon. Caput by the north node, and Kata by the south node. And so you're looking at, with Caput Draconis, oh, where are you? Here you are. With Caput Draconis, you're looking at new beginnings. You're on the threshold of new beginnings, whereas Kata would be karma and the effect of the past on who we are. That would be Kata, and this is Caput. So the as above part of the runes then would be Kenaz, and so that's we go on a new path with the below part in full clarity and awareness of who we are as spirit. So let's go ahead and start then with the cards. We'll start with 3. And the last reading I did for Monday, oh well, there go all the cards on the floor. Hang on. Let me get them. They didn't all go, just a few. Now I've got to get these where I can see them. We'll put them under the deck. They're new cards, and they're still slick as all get out, and I can only do these on my lap. I can't have them up here on a table or anything else because I can't get over the top of them to control them. When they're so slick that way, it's tough. So, all right. So let's go ahead and take our first 3 cards. If we need more, we'll take them. Otherwise, well, we have 2 cards from the court and 1 from the major arcana. I may move these cards around. Right now we're dealing with both the suit of wands and the suit of cups, with the page of wands beginning and the knight of cups next, and then the lovers. But let's just go ahead and we'll talk about the cards first, and then maybe we'll see if we need to move them around in terms of the interpretation. But here we have the page of wands, and so again we have undeveloped potential with the page. He's looking toward the future, holding his staff representing the suit of wands. It's a fire element, so creativity, expressions of will, new ideas in terms of creativity. Ideas can also be the swords and the air element, but we see, again, it's a spiritual card. We see the 3 pyramids, so we're in the Holy Land, or on a quest at least to the Holy Land. But the quest comes more with the knight. But here this represents new opportunities, present moment awareness, transformation, being a seeker. Pages are also students. And so it's always undeveloped potential when you see the pages, just like you'd see with the ace and also with the fool. We talked about that in Monday's reading. So here we have another page. And so again, we have the new opportunities are coming our way perhaps. But what are they involving? Well, if they're involving Kenaz and the light of creation, and again, Kata or Caput Draconis is going to align well with the page of wands, with something new happening. But then we have the Knight of Cups. We have a knight holding a chalice out, almost an offering. Cups is the water element, and so you're talking about emotions and compassion, change, momentum, but empathy. So the new opportunity, maybe the new spark of life in the seed, so to speak, is that we're becoming more compassionate and caring about other people on this new path that we're on. Looks like the horse is about to walk over the little creek that's right there. We see the winged disc or the winged sun up here denoting healing. So it's almost like the knight is on a quest to offer healing and compassion to other people. So then each one of us as the knight, each one of us as the page, we would then embark on a new endeavor or new perceptions or new awareness, where we understand that we're more than just the reactive ego, that in fact we as spirit need to be processing our experiences through that lens instead of through the lens of the ego. Okay. Moving on to the last card, we have the lovers. We see, and I may upset people by how I see Adam and Eve, but that's okay. We can all have our opinions as to who these people were or what they represent. But here you see the sun above, you see the angel sitting on the clouds. And so you've got spirit, which is aligning well with Kenaz. Okay. You've got, well, I covered it up, didn't I? Yes, I did. Here's Kenaz. And so we have the angel above offering spirit blessings and blessing the new people, the new humans, if you will. You see a mountain in the background, but you see the peak is angling toward Eve, toward the woman. We see Adam here, the man. We see a kind of a spindly oak tree behind him. So there's some strength there for sure, especially in terms of protection and all of that of the couple together. We see Eve looking up toward the angels. So we can interpret that as Eve is aware of her own spirituality and where her focus ought to be. So if you look at Eve, if you look at this card in terms of polarity, you'd have the masculine polarity, the feminine polarity, or the projective or receptive presence. Okay? And so here we have the receptive presence, which we generally, align with spirit. The earth mother, the birth from the void of spirit, of humanity, the idea of resting from the stanzas of Dizan or Dizan, or however you pronounce it. You're talking about resting in the great mother's breath as she breathes out life, right, from the void of creation. We see the apple tree behind her. We see the serpent here of knowledge. So we have the tree of knowledge basically behind her. But where is she getting it? She's getting it from spirit, isn't she? So the serpent is not seen as anything that's negative. The idea that, we can only look towards spirit. Well, where do you think knowledge comes from? Okay, it comes from higher awareness. If you look up, so it's not a negative thing. So it's not about taking Eve taking a bite out of an apple and preferring ego over spirit. No, it's the other way around. She had enough sense to be able to gain some knowledge so that they could survive, basically. Where's Adam looking? He's looking at her. He's not looking at spirit. So she is the one that has to educate him as to right thinking. And the challenges she is better able to face. And that's why the mountain is aiming toward her instead of him. So the power in the card is in the receptive. It's not in the projective side of self. It's in the receptive side of self. And you look at the 6 up there, that's empathy. It's about health. It's about compassion. It's about shared purpose, shared path. I think I said empathy. So I guess we can probably leave the cards where they are. That's probably fine. But I think that what it's all talking about is with Caput Draconis, it's already signaling that in form we're on a new path. Okay, I talked about Jupiter in Pisces in the last video. This is a time where all of this vitriol, all of this disharmony has an opportunity to become something harmonious and loving and compassionate, and to understand the truth of the lies that prompted all this other nonsense to happen. Once people understand that they were used and duped and used as marks and whatnot and conned, then they can reject that, and they can move into this space that's established here with Jupiter in Pisces, where we come together in harmony and compassion and empathy for one another. Pisces was the time that Jesus came, and isn't that what his message was all about, right? So to think about in terms of Jupiter in Pisces, Jupiter is expansive, so we expand the understanding and the compassion and the empathy that we should have for one another in this shared purpose in life. Balancing the polarity within and without, favoring the spirit side of self versus ego, favoring the receptive presence versus the projective presence, and then offering that in our quest for harmony and love and compassion to other people. With the Page of Wands again, this is about a new opportunity for growth and development and change. And I think that, again, that aligns extremely well with Jupiter and Pisces. These 2 cards in particular, I think, tell that story. With the Lovers basically defining it further for us to understand that it is our spirit presence that needs to guide our behavior, guide our perceptions, guide our choices, as we move in harmony together on a shared path, the one that is informed by spirit and blessed by spirit awareness. So I guess that's it. That's all I have to say. I don't know what else I can say. I don't think we need another card. But consider this, if you watched Monday's video, if you didn't, go back and watch it. I think that these two are connected. A lot of the time, the readings are for the week. And I think that this is just another step on that path of giving us more information. We had the Ace of Pentacles showing us again that there's a new path forming. And so I think that's really, and I've been saying this for a while, that's where we're going. You can only take the violence so far. Pretty soon there has to be accountability. Pretty soon there has to be an acceptance that this was the wrong path to be on. And now that we're now that we're being given the opportunity over till the middle of May, and then again the last couple of months of the year, it'll go away. Jupiter and Pisces will go away for a little bit and then come back in October. It's either the middle or the end. I don't know. Maybe it's toward the end. Maybe it's the 27th, which is my youngest son's birthday, and that's the dad of the kids, and the new baby. Maybe that's when it was. I'll have to double check. But anyway, it seems to resonate. But anyway, maybe it's something else that I'm thinking about. But that comes back for the last part of the year, so that we can really understand the value of a shared path together and a collective understanding that helps us to heal. This 6 being on the Lovers, there's a healing there. It's about health. It's about well-being. And our well-being depends on the harmony. It doesn't mean we have to agree about everything all the time. We need that catalyst of disagreement, the disparate expression of ideas, to find what the real truth is, right? So I'm not suggesting that we all think the same way or act the same way. There's always going to be the individual side of self. We just need to manage that a little bit better from the standpoint of spirit, instead of devolving into ego and letting that, or the reactive side of self, the lack of impulse control, drive our perceptions and then in turn our choices and behavior. So anyhow, that's it. Have a good weekend. Hopefully, when I come back the following Monday for another edition of As Above, So Below, we'll have a baby and a new grandson, and I can tell you all about that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful, peaceful weekend, and we'll talk again soon. Be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.